how good is your English?
How good is my English?
Yes.
Um, I think that it's good because I can understand and I can explain myself. But
Yes.
I'm still improving my accent
Yeah.
and my vocabulary. Just
Yeah. Where are you from?
practicing like
¿De
this
dónde eres?
from Mexico City.
Okay.
And you? Where do you live?
Tennessee, United States.
Where is Tennessee? In the north or in the south?
No, south. South.
South? But where? Near Texas or something alike?
No, it's in between Kentucky and Alabama.
Okay. Is it pretty?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. How long have you lived there?
All my life.
And how old is that?
22.
22.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're young.
Yeah. Estás viejo.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm 37. I am still
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
What?
¿A qué te dedicas?
Uh, how do you say repeat?
Repetir.
Repetir, por favor.
Sí. ¿Podrías repetir, por favor?
Sí. Podría. Does that mean like would you repeat,
Exact,
please?
exactly.
Okay.
Would you please? Is
Okay.
the polite way.
Okay. Right. Podría repetir, por favor.
Ese es muy cortés, muy bonito. Con todo gusto. ¿A qué te dedicas? What do you do?
Uh, I guess I just got a job. Yo soy un estudiante.
Yeah.
Um, um,
That lives in Tennessee?
in see in Mayo, um, I graduated, so
This
I just
May?
graduated. Yes, in May.
Oh,
De
congratulations.
colegio.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yo quiero ir al colegio de medicina en un año.
Okay.
Uh, sí, no just sí, yo estoy estudiando um, para colegio de medicina.
You're studying for an exam?
See, I took an exam a month ago, but now I'm about to apply for medical school.
You're waiting for for your result?
Results, yes.
When?
On the 15th.
Of July?
July, yes.
Oh,
So 2 days.
very exactly. We are very close.
Yes.
Good luck.
So I'm nervous. Thank you.
I can believe. I can imagine that you're nervous. But
Yes.
with good luck and some study, everything goes
Yes.
well.
Yes. ¿Qué haces? That means like, what do you do? Right.
Can you ask me in Spanish, please?
¿Qué haces?
Uh,
¿Qué es tu,
¿A qué te dedicas?
¿Podría repetir, por favor?
Con todo gusto. ¿A qué te dedicas?
¿A qué te dedicas?
Ajá. ¿A qué te dedicas is what do you do? ¿A qué te dedicas?
Okay.
Eh, if you
¿Qué?
want and if you want to ask what's your job
Ajá.
is ¿en qué trabajas?
¿En Cadapas?
Ujú. ¿En qué
¿En qué?
trabajas?
¿En qué trabajas?
De trabajar.
¿En qué trabajas de trabajar?
Ujú. De to work, de trabajar es ¿en qué trabajas? What do you
¿En
do?
qué trabajas?
What is your job?
Okay. ¿En qué trabajas?
Exactly.
Okay. So, ¿en qué trabajas?
And now you can ask me ¿en qué trabajas? Can I answer you in English or in Spanish? What do you prefer?
Maybe Spanish.
Spanish. Okay, let's try some Spanish. Trabajo en una empresa italiana de tecnología láser aplicada en soluciones industriales, en aplicaciones industriales, valga la redundancia.
Okay,
Eh,
so you work in technology, but applicable to industry, basically.
exactly. To
Okay,
metal mechanic industry, more precisely,
okay.
because the laser beam is
Laser
applied.
beam.
Laser beam, exactly, has, for example, different applications like marking, engraving, welding, um,
Okay.
cutting, also the additive manufacturing, that it's laser laser layers addition or something like its name. The man,
Okay.
the lem.
So is that under engineering
Exactly. Yes,
or
it's something
okay.
relating to engineering design, industrial solutions. For example, in welding,
Yes. Okay.
exists some kind of technology that was the most advanced technology, but now laser does a kind of welding that other applications can't do.
Uh-huh.
So the fashion in laser welding is that it can make things that other technologies can't do.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Um
we are reaching a branch of solutions that we haven't in the past. So it's something really new.
right. And
Uh, yeah.
how did you learn English?
How what?
How did you learn English?
Oh, how did I learn English?
Yes.
I studied since when I was a child. You know, in my family, everybody spoke English. So my father, my mother, my brothers, my siblings, because there are
Right.
two sisters and one brother, and
Right.
everybody speaking English and studied English. So for me, it was common to talk in English. But I studied
So
also at university and take courses of translation and
right. It
yeah,
is it common in Mexico City to speak English?
yes, it's very common, very common.
Okay, cause here, I mean, I mean, there are people who speak Spanish, but it's usually there are a lot of, I guess, immigrants, who are bilingual. But
Yeah,
besides that, there are very few, I guess, Native American, not like people who are not from, who aren't like recent immigrants who speak Spanish.
yes, of course, they are immigrants, and fortunately, because I think that Spanish is a beautiful language, and if you learn
It is,
Spanish,
yeah,
you learn a really beautiful language.
yeah.
And there are, I have many American friends like you that
Hmm.
like the Spanish, you know, like they say me, yeah, I really like it, and
Yeah.
they study and they study after school. They take courses and come here to Mexico to practice. Have you been in Mexico?
No, I've never been out of the country.
No, you didn't know. You don't know.
No,
And
nope, never been.
would you like to know?
But so my dad's actually from Panama, so he's a native Spanish speaker, but he never taught. Since he, I guess, was very quickly kind of. He came here by himself, so he was forced into learning English quickly. He married an American woman, so there was really no need to kind of teach us Spanish at that point.
Yes. You didn't need.
What?
You didn't need to speak in Spanish.
Right. So I guess he didn't teach it to us.
Yeah. And now, how is it useful for you?
I'd like to learn now, but because especially in medicine, there are a lot of there are a lot of Spanish-speaking immigrants,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think they're worthy of help. To where I'd like to. It'd be useful for both myself and them if I could speak their language.
Yes. Yes. That's a good idea. A really good idea.
Yeah.
And
So,
were you thinking in and how did you know about tandem, for example?
just I just googled ways to learn Spanish.
Oh, this is a way to learn Spanish?
Yeah, it can, to at least practice.
Yes. Better than Duolingo, for example?
I use Duolingo.
You use it for learning Spanish?
Yes,
Ah, and how do you feel it? Is it helping you?
it is, but it's still very difficult
Ah,
to
too
learn. Um,
too very difficult?
what?
Is it very difficult?
Yeah, it's muy difícil.
Es muy difícil. Oh,
Sí.
okay.
Uh,
Why?
sí.
Why do you think it's difficult? Because the grammar, the rules?
Sí, porque sí, grammar. Yeah, it's also hard to hear it, to kind of listen because um, there's a difference between learning the words and then actually understanding it when it's being spoken at full speed.
Ah, si tú me escuchas hablando en español, ¿me entiendes todo?
No, no todo, pero sí, hablas español muy despacio. Yo puedo aprender, mucho, pero
Sí,
cuando hablas español muy rápido, es muy difícil.
claro, claro. Yo estaba pensando hoy en la mañana,
Ujú,
tengo un texto en español y en inglés, ¿no? Es la traducción de uno a otro idioma. Y a mí me gustaría, por ejemplo, practicar con alguien que yo se lo lea en español y tú me lo leas en
ujú.
inglés. ¿Te gustaría hacer algo así?
Sí, are you saying that, like,
Like you can practice in Spanish, for example, the text you
right,
can read it in Spanish,
right,
and you can
right?
hear
So,
how I read it in Spanish also because it's better when you
okay,
listen, for example, for the listening. If you have
right,
recorded the text, you can
right,
listen exactly how a native speaker, in my case, a native
right,
Spanish speaker, reads a text. And I consider
right,
myself a good reader. So I can
right,
put emphasis and the accents and those things, for example, the stresses,
right.
the accents that are difficult sometimes to listen. I can put the emphasis because the accent, when you read it in a text, has a
Mm-hmm,
meaning that the stress in that syllable that you have
uh-huh,
to announce.
right.
And this is helpful.
But yeah,
I was thinking in doing something like that because I would like somebody to read in English. For example, you as
right.
a native speaker.
Yeah, well, there's actually on Duolingo, on the computer, there's something called Duolingo Stories. They have it for Spanish. Basically, they're stories, but you're reading it and listening to it at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have been trying to do that a little bit, um, but I feel like with learning it's much easier to learn language when you are, either very young. So like you said, I guess you started out very young learning
Yeah.
English, and then also when you're kind of immersed in it. So I haven't really been able to spend a lot of time doing it. I kind of, do it every once in a while, but I really haven't been able to like immerse myself in language. Um, so I think that also kind of makes it difficult when I'm only for small periods of time being immersed in Spanish. Then besides that, my world is in English.
Yeah. Yes, I know. But for example, what do you need? How can I help you? Is my question in for you
I
in your
guess
Spanish learning process.
yeah, I guess maybe just talk to me in Spanish and then correct me when I do things wrong.
Okay.
Por ejemplo, I guess ¿cuál es tu? Uh, I guess how do I say?
Try.
Uh, like tell me about yourself, basically. Like hablar con, like, how do you say like yourself?
Yourself?
Yeah, like yourself. Like tell me about yourself.
Ajá, háblame de ti.
Uh, háblame de ti.
De ti. De ti.
De ti. Háblame de ti.
In Spanish, yourself is like
Uh,
a mistake that you say de ti mismo.
mismo. Is
Ti,
it mismo is like myself? Like me, like the same?
exactly.
No, the same. Okay. El mismo is like the same.
Si yo digo de mí mismo, it's about myself. But
Oh, me
if I
mismo.
say
Okay.
talk me
Tú,
about my talk me about yourself,
tú mismo.
háblame de ti mismo.
Ti mismo. Okay.
Yo te hablo
Háblame de ti mismo.
yo te hablo de
Okay.
mí mismo y tú me hablas de ti mismo.
Okay.
Yes?
Uh,
The difference is because
hable.
I am it's me and you it's
Right.
ti.
Steve.
De
Okay. So
ti mismo.
háblame de ti mismo.
De ti mismo. Háblame de ti mismo. Talk me about
Sí.
yourself.
Sí.
Tell me about yourself because yours is if I say talk me about you,
Right.
I am
It'd
saying
just
in
be.
Spanish háblame de ti.
Okay.
If I say talk
Well,
me about yourself, it's like I say háblame de ti mismo.
okay.
You got it?
Yeah. So
It's
háblame de ti mismo.
exactly, it's simple, but it makes a difference because if you say háblame de ti, it's like I don't care. If I
Right.
say talk me about yourself, it's because I really care. I am asking
Okay.
about your heart, your soul, how you feel, your pains, if you're sad.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Right.
deeper.
So that's a better way to go.
It's a more friendly way. Yo
Okay.
diría,
So háblame
es
de ti
una
mismo.
manera mucho más amistosa. You got it? Una
Uh.
manera, it's a way,
I guess
una manera.
in a minute. Sí.
Mhm. It's a very friendly way. Es
Okay.
una manera muy
So.
amistosa. A very
Mhm.
friendly way to say, talk me about yourself because I really
Okay.
care about you.
Right. Háblame. Háblame de ti mismo.
Tim. What's your full name?
Marcelo Jose Maurice. Maurice, I guess.
Marcelo Jose?
Sí.
Ah,
Mi padre es de Panamá,
wow,
pero sí.
wonderful. Yes, extraordinary. And you have two
Es
names.
huh?
You have both names? Or Jose is your
Jose
last name?
is mi nombre. How do you say middle name? Like
In Spanish, my first name is Andres and my last name is Rivas.
Oh, okay. I guess
The
I
last
have a
name
middle
is
name.
the name of my father, the last
Right.
name
So
of my father.
el nombre de mi padre es Maurice. El apellido.
Maurice.
Sí. Pero so I guess in American culture we have like a middle name.
Ah, okay, you have a
So
middle
we
name.
have a first name, we have a last name, but we also have a middle name.
Oh, okay. And what's your last name? Maurice.
Maurice.
And your
Yes.
middle name?
Jose.
Jose. And your first
Yes.
name is
Marcelo.
Marcelo. Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Marcelo Jose Maurice.
Yes.
And my
Yep.
name is Andres Enrique Rivas. And I
Okay,
have
so you
another.
also have a middle name.
I have a second last name.
Okay, you have two last names.
Is Rivas Lopez.
And that's called apellido?
Mi apellido materno.
Okay, so you basically get a name from your mother and your father.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what happens when, if you have children, what name do they get?
Only the father's line name.
Okay, and then
Only Rivas.
then the woman would have their mother's
This
last name?
disappears.
Okay.
Acquires the first name of the mother, the father's name of the mother.
Okay, so the mother's name disappears.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so you get your father's name from both your mother and your father. You get their father's name.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yes. Only the father's name. Exactly.
Okay,
Are
I
you
see.
thinking on marrying a Mexican girl?
No, no, no. My girlfriend's very American and white.
Ah, okay. I'm very
No,
jealous
no.
about this.
See, uh,
Have you met
and
a girl?
am I what? Am I what?
Have you met a Mexican girl?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I mean, there are plenty of Hispanic people, where where I'm from, I guess.
Okay.
Um, but they a lot of times, they're fluent, they're very Americanized, but a lot of times their parents can't speak English.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean,
And they
I'm very
prefer, I guess, that they prefer to speak in English.
yes. So I'm very familiar with Hispanic people, but they are like very Americanized.
Very Americanized?
Yes. They still have their Hispanic culture, but they also speak English and have American culture too.